What's up? It's Robert, and I'm wearing a hood today because I just came from the hood where I was teaching skateboarding. So yeah. Anyways, I have an awesome video for you today. It's on self-limiting beliefs, and if you are at all familiar with the self-improvement industry, you probably have heard of self-limiting beliefs, but what I'm going to explain today is that there is a two-part structure to these beliefs, and I'm going to go through this. I've learned this firsthand through one, of course, personal experiences, my own life, my own friends, whatever, and number two, through my day job where I counsel people who suffer from mental illness. All right, I see this all the time. And here's the structure. Well, let's go over a couple examples first. I'm going to give you three common examples. You've probably heard of these in one form or another. All right, number one, I get anxious easily, so therefore I can't do public speaking. All right, number two, I could never run a marathon because my knees are really bad. Number three, I'm 70 years old, so I cannot deal with changes well at my age. All right, so you probably are getting this feeling that there's two parts to each of these, and there are. First one, I'm calling the factoid. I'm not calling it a fact because it's only rarely that they are actually 100% true facts. It's usually just a little factoid or belief about yourself. The other part is the inference. It's like the conclusion. So let's go through this and diagram each example. Number one, I get anxious easily, so I can't do public speaking. All right, so first, here's the factoid. I get anxious easily. Little factoid about myself, just hypothetically. Inference. Therefore, you gotta make sure you can see it. Therefore, I can't do public speaking. All right? So you're getting the hang of it. Sometimes, this is a tricky part, sometimes when people speak, they reverse the order. Because it's still understood either way. So second example, I could never run a marathon. That's the inference, right? Because I have weak knees. All right? And last one, I'm 70 years old. That's an example of actually 100% fact. I mean, you can't argue with your age. So I'm 70 years old, therefore, I'm really bad at changes. All right, so you get the idea. Now I'm going to tell you the secret to how I redirect my clients and transform them. All right, this is what you can do with yourself when you catch your own self-talk, and you can also do this with other people. Here's the secret. You do not argue with the factoid. You agree with the factoid. All right? What you do is you switch out the inference for a different one. Let's take some examples. Number one, I get anxious easily, therefore, I cannot do public speaking. Okay? So you agree with the factoid. Oh yeah, so you get anxious easily. Yeah, a lot of people get anxious easily, especially with public speaking. So you would probably benefit from like a Toastmasters class or something where you practiced it. All right? So notice that. You agree with the factoid and then you present a different inference. Number two, marathon. And haven't you heard this? This one comes up all the time. How's your weekend? Did you run that marathon? Yeah, I ran the marathon. Wow, I could never run a marathon. My knees are weak. All right, so here we go. This was the one that was switched. All right, so I could never run a marathon. My knees are weak. So you agree with the factoid. Oh yeah, so you've got weak knees. Yeah, so you'd probably have to work your way up a little bit, like 1 mile at a time, right? Last one. This last one was actually a real life situation, a real life example. Somebody told me, I'm 70 years old, therefore I cannot handle change well. Okay? So what did I do? I agreed with the factoid. Yeah, you are 70. It's almost twice, that's more than twice my age. So come to think of it, you've probably had twice as many changes in your life that you've gotten through, meaning you've got twice as much experience with it, so you're probably better at change than I am. This blew her mind. Blew her mind. Okay? So that's how you do it. Switch out the inference. I have 2 more bonuses to give you today. Here's why you switch out the inference. The inference is going to do one of 2 things. It's either going to oppress you, or it's going to get behind you and push you forward into action. So notice in that first example, I can't do public speaking. I can't do public speaking. Okay, versus what did we switch that out with? Oh, you should probably sign up for like a Toastmasters class or something, because it will give you some practice. Okay, now what? Now this is pushing me towards action. All right, and that's what we need to happen. Second point, this factoid. This is very, very dangerous. Why? Because the ego likes to eat this. This is like candy to the ego. This is how the ego sneaks in self-compliments under the disguise of humility. Have you heard this one before? Ooh, I'm a details person. I could never do work like that. You know, I could never do whatever you're doing. I could never do whatever you're doing. I'm a details person. Okay, why? Because here's the self-compliment. Oh, I'm really good with details. But now you're self-effacing and you're saying, I could never do that. So you're disguising it, but your ego got to slip this one in, all right, and get some free points. That's what I'll go over in another video. There's a lot of subconscious motivations for it. But anyways, that's enough for today. So here are your 2 assignments. Pay attention to self-limiting beliefs that you hear in yourself and in other people. And then think about the structure. Find out what the inference is. Agree with the factoid. Swap out the inference. And there you go. And if this video made sense to you, then please share it on your Facebook, share it with your friends, and we can get some more subscribers on this place and help more people. All right, that's all for today. Thank you.